try to reach you, but you close your mind. So much to say, the words are hard to find. You're running out of stamina, I see it in your eyes. Let me be your light, we can reignite like fireflies.
The weather's just lovely, isn't it? Welcome to spring, because we've just had false spring, haven't we? So, it is this time of year when I have to wash my hands after picking feet. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing better than my hands are. Miss Impatient here and I are going to be doing something hopefully fun today. It's probably been quite obvious by recent videos that my focus with her right now and in the weeks and months to come will be strengthening her canter and getting her more calm and steady at the canter, and also working on calmness in her approach to fences. So I did a video a couple of weeks ago where we did some pole work and ended with a really nice calm steady jump session over a little cross rail, and that was really positive. That being said, we have been having some really nice beautiful weather and unseasonably warm, like 17 degrees at the beginning of March, warm, and we're now kind of returning to normal March weather. So it's currently raining, the ground is disgusting, like I nearly lost my boots in the mud type of gross. She is a lot more whizzed up today than she has been. It was absolutely beautiful this week. I rode her, it's currently Sunday, and I rode her Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and she schooled beautifully, and my camera's about to die. Great. So she's had 2 days off, and I'm gonna bring her into the arena. I've got the jump saddle. We're going to attempt to do a regular ride and get the same kind of feeling over the little cross rail that I've set up as we did when we did the pole work to start. At this point, I know she can jump the height, so it's all about a calm and cool, steady approach to the fence. I don't care how high it is, so I set up a little, maybe 18-inch cross rail, and that's probably all we'll do. She was all calm, and then it started raining, and the door blew closed, and now she's all hyped. I promise you're fine. And the thing is normally, oh, there we go, nice big deep. Normally, I would wait to jump until it's a nice day, but after the lovely weather we've been having, I'm looking ahead at the forecast, and the weather for the next like 10 days, which is as far ahead as my forecast goes, looks mediocre. This is a good test of my ability to adjust my plans and adjust my riding to what she needs in the moment, which is something I talked about in the pole work video that I released a couple of weeks ago, and also her ability to cope with exciting things like jumping in different weathers and different environments. The plan currently is to try to keep this ride as short and sweet as possible. I'm going through a period right now where I'm quite burnt out, but I still want to do most of the things that I do in my life. I'm trying to test out a theory that short and sweet and productive rides are better than long, not thought out rides. So that's the point I'm aiming for today. I'm going to do a nice warm up focused on flexion and bending and really making sure that she's working up my inside leg, that she's responsive to my seat aids, work on the canter because I'm trying to do more canter work in every session that I've been doing. Her walk and trot are really strong, and it's the canter that we need to strengthen, both transitions but also quality in the uphillness, not so on the forehand. Now that I know that she can canter through her back, we need to work on lifting that energy up rather than forward. I'm going to aim to be under 40 minutes and we'll see how it goes. So the main thing that I have learned about this lady and her jumping recently in experimenting with all this pole work and trying to make jumping and poles less exciting is that she really needs to be in the right headspace. So she can have all the energy in the world, but if it's focused, it's fine. She's super easy to kind of maneuver and make her really malleable, I guess. But if that energy isn't focused and it's just kind of out of control and flat, then that's when we get into the situations where she wants to take over. I have a really good feeling now. I have a really good feeling now of when she's ready to do something. So like when she's ready to jump, when she's ready to do whatever. Sometimes it takes 10 minutes of warm up, sometimes it takes 20, 30, whatever. It's what she needs. And at this point in her training, it's all about making sure that I'm setting her up for success to make every experience as good as possible. This is what we have set up for a jump. It's just a little cross rail, and then I have a little ground rail on the side if I need it to set up a trot jump. The goal is to be able to approach the jump at a trot and canter and not need a ground rail, but if she's getting excited, then I will set up a ground rail and we will kind of take a step back, do some trot jumping. So I just got on, and this is where we're this is where we're at. So something tells me she's going to need a real good warm-up. Are you gonna need a really good warm-up? I think so. We'll see what we can do. So I'm now like 8.5 minutes into my ride, and you can see she's still wizzy, but she's had some really nice like deep breaths. I'm hoping that she's like has energy but is calm and I don't know if malleable, like adjustable. Like we'll see what she's like when I start trotting, but she feels good. I think how wizzy she is just based off of the weather, because it's like maybe 3 or 4 degrees. The sides are down so we can feel, you know, the wind, and it's a little bit windy. It's not crazy windy, but it's, you know, good enough. It's windy enough. So I don't think she's hyper and wizzy like this because of anxiety. I think it's just that she's feeling, you know, good and fresh, and it's that spring fever kind of moment. So let's get cracking, Evie. So let's get into a bit of a ride talk through, shall we? Because unfortunately the sound on this recording absolutely sucks. I don't know what it is, but whenever I use my Pivo, the sound on my phone doesn't record quite properly. So let's talk through the warm-up, because I talked about being adjustable and adaptable. So with the weather, I knew that she would likely need a longer warm-up than normal. When we started trotting, she felt absolutely lovely, forward but focused and really pliable and in the hand. But when she does go on a straight line, when she has this kind of energy, she can get tense and against the contact. So I thought, when I'm going from one end to another, why don't I work on flexion and bending by doing some shallow loops to kind of the quarter line and back. And it really helped to keep her on the bit and happy in the contact. So then once I went the one way, I went the other. This rein, which is the left rein, is her slightly worse rein in terms of that she doesn't bend as easily off of the inside leg. She just finds it a little bit harder to bend her body properly that way, but as you can see, she looks lovely. And I do the same thing this way that I did the other way, doing some shallow loops just to make sure that we're staying you know, bending and flexing properly, seeing that we can shift from one direction to another. And she did really, really well. And yeah, she just felt really lovely. She started offering some stretch despite the temperature, despite the wind and the rain. She was feeling really focused and zoned in on our work, and I was really, really happy. So we came back to a walk, and she got a little bit of walk break before we started cantering. I decided to go her bad way first. So as you can see, I'm going to leave this in so you can see full transparency that she still has some issues sometimes picking up the correct lead going to the right. But despite this, it's actually her stronger way in terms of balance and rhythm. So she picked it up on the 3rd try, which I was really happy with. And I felt when I got on that she had some energy that she had to get out, and there was no point of me trying to force her energy into a collection when she needed to get some zoomies out. So I kind of just sat there as a passenger, and you can see those first clips were a little chaotic. This is kind of about a minute into cantering, and she's starting to soften and settle. And then towards the end, we actually got some quite nice work where she was nice and balanced, and I was asking her to sit a little bit more uphill, and I was like, you know what, that is good. That's good for this direction. Then we had a nice stretchy walk, and I was really happy when she offered me this lovely stretch all on her own. Started to do some canter work the other way, but I wanted to make sure to get her settled and working nicely in an outline before I asked her to canter, because when she canters one way, she can be a little hyped before we canter the other way. So this is her weaker rein, even though she does pick up the correct lead every time. It's the rein that she struggles more with balance. And I was cautious down here because her canter was feeling a little chaotic, and the ground after it thawed out was still not great, so I decided to bring her back to a trot and go do my canter work down at the other end, which is completely dry. And as you can see, like when I'm looking at it now, it doesn't look that chaotic, and the difference between the start of the canter versus the middle versus the end might not be super obvious to the eye, but it felt different. So the beginning was a little chaotic. Here she started to soften down into a contact and was offering me some nice work, and then towards the end she started to collect a little bit more, sit a bit more up, and that was when I decided, okay, we will come back to a trot. So basically my mentality with the cantering was to let her get some energy out, and then to try to get a little bit of nice work,
and then to come back to a walk. So we had a walk break after we cantered, and then before I started jumping, I knew that I wanted to get her energy levels back down because she can get a little bit of an adrenaline rush when she starts cantering. So I decided to just do some nice, calm, gentle trot work going both ways. So I did tried to get some stretch, and she was offering it. Really, really lovely. Went the other way, and this actually, it felt quick and she felt a little bit strong, but this is some of the nicest trot that I've felt and seen her do. She's so consistent in the bridle, and she's over tracking, and it's just lovely. So then we started to approach the fence. So we approached at a nice, calm walk, jiggy jog, just so that she could see what we were doing and not rush. And then I realized that she was probably going to be a little bit strong because of the weather. So I decided, rather than immediately approaching the jump on a straight line, we were going to jump on a circle. And that really made her think, which was kind of the point of what I was hoping to do. So I did that over and over again at a trot, probably, 3 or 4 times. And then I kept her at the canter, and I started doing it at the canter. And what's really, really nice is we approached the jump sometimes, and she got a bit of a longer stride like here, which in the past she would have gotten really strong after the fence and taken ages to come back to me, but you can see she came back to me quite quickly. And we approached the fence in a nice kind of even contact and pace, and here I asked her to move up. She is a little bit strong, but then I just ask her to soften, and she comes back to me into a nice contact. So I was really, really happy with how she was jumping here. And here I think I asked her to wait. Yeah, and she just felt really, really good. So at this point she was feeling really good, and I decided that it was time to approach the jump in a straight line. So I brought her back to a trot, and I was expecting to have to do a little bit of a half halt, but she just approached the fence in this lovely, calm trot, really listened to the seat aids that I was giving her and slowing my posting. And oh guys, I feel like this is the jumping breakthrough with her that I've been waiting for. Here we cantered towards it, and then I asked her to wait, and she did. Now we didn't knock the fence, but that was completely fine because she waited, adjusted her trot, and then continued on cantering. And it was just, this is the adjustability that I've been looking for. And after I got off and fixed it, she just kept like, that's an ugly jump, but I don't care because she trotted it and was calm and steady and listened to what I was asking her to do, and I was just thrilled. So then we went the other way, which I knew she would be a little bit stronger because it's approaching home. So we mostly did it on a circle. Did it a few times at the trot, and then did some cantering. Now unfortunately I did approach the jump on a straight line this way, and it was lovely. Like, she trotted and cantered it, and it was great. But I had a pivot malfunction because my phone was dying, so I don't have the nicest jumps of the session on video. But you can see here that she's staying really nice and calm at the canter. And yeah, words cannot describe how long that I've been trying to work towards something like this calm, orderly way of approaching fences. She's never been like I'm gonna grab hold of the bit and take off type, rushy, but there's always been an element of keenness where she wanted to see her own stride, and it's been a lot of slow, steady, patient training over a period of many months to get her to this point, and I'm just absolutely thrilled, and I hope that you can see the difference too. You can hear how windy it is. It's raining. I will debrief in the barn, but I am feeling all the feelings because anyways, we'll debrief in the barn when I'm not so emotional. She said I won't trot, but I will walk briskly towards you. Hi, lady. You didn't think I'd put out a video without an appearance from Merlin, did ya? I could never do I have done such a thing in the past, but I could never do such a thing. So it is about, maybe an hour later, and I just wanted to kind of whiz through my post-ride routine and do my business with him. So Eve is outside, and his feet have been treated because it's mud season again, so I'm taking all the precautions when it comes to thrush and other, spring
ailments like mud fever. Knock on wood, actually. We haven't had any mud fever with him in over a year, which is great because he used to get it chronically. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to debrief a little bit. So something to know is Eve hasn't been jumped since that last session that I did that there's a video of when I was doing pole work, and then I put a jump up at the end to see how she would be, mostly because of circumstance. Every spring the ground underneath our arena dethaws and it comes up, moisture or condensation or whatever it is comes up through the ground, and patches of the arena get quite like unrideable basically. So for about a week and a half we couldn't do more than walk around the edge, and then when we could start doing more it was like trotting on a circle. So I just haven't been able to jump. So because of that she had about, I don't know, 5 or 6 days off. The rides that I've been doing have been really short and sweet and pointed and focused, and I've really been working on her canter, and I feel like that has paid off in the jumping today, because historically, God, that's something I say a lot. I didn't realize it until I started editing back videos that I say, when I'm talking about something in the past, I say historically. But anyways, historically, when she's in a regular mode of jumping, like once a week with pole work thrown in there as well and whatever, she is mostly very calm and steady. When some time goes by, that's when she can get hype, because it's been a while and she gets excited at the fact that she's jumping. So today it's been, I think that video went up 2 weeks ago, so it's been 2.5, 3 weeks since she's jumped. With all the circumstances of today, it going from warm to cold, it being windy, rainy, all of the above. 6 months ago even, I probably wouldn't have jumped her. I would have written the day off completely and just said, you know, we'll wait until a day where I'm setting her up for success. But the further along she gets in her training, I need to start asking a little bit more and pushing the boundaries of her comfort zone a little bit. And I feel like today was a perfect example of me doing that and adjusting to the situation in order to make sure that we had a successful ride. So I saw in that clip that I had between her ears at the start that when I got out to the arena and I got on her, she was whizzy, but it didn't feel like nervous energy. It just felt like positive energy that I could channel if I approached the situation in the right way. I really made sure to have her working through her back into a nice contact, and pretty much straight from the start she was offering to go down into a nice stretch, and even though she was forward, she was really, really soft and lovely. There was not a single time where she even felt like she was going to take control. There were times where she was keener to the fences than other times, where I kind of had to sit and give a little half halt, but there was never a time where I felt like she was trying to take control. And yeah, I'm just thrilled. Focusing more on the canter I think is really, really helping. So I'm definitely going to keep up with that. I think that this is enough of me blabbing for the day. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more of Eve or that dude who's kind of in the dark that you can't really see, then definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment down below, because I always love interacting with people in the comments. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. The next video will likely be a discussion video that I've been wanting to make for a while. After that, who knows? Honestly, at this time of year, I can make plans and then the weather foils those plans. So don't forget to give your horse or pony a hug or a kiss the next time you see them. We hope that you're having a very, very wonderful day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.